Alright guys, you saw the title and thumbnails video. In this video in chess, I'm going to be reviewing a game that lasted 100 moves. It was a game of pure chaos, and the accuracy in this game is probably something like 20% for both of these players, and maybe like 40% combined for both of them. And this has to be one of the worst and most chaotic games in chess history. Like, I'm willing to say that this game is probably in the top 1,000 just most chaotic, longest, and just most horribly played chess games ever. This game really is something else. But before I begin, guys, if you just so, please drop a like and subs. I would really help the channel a ton. If you really just so, you can also drop super thanks. Without further ado, let's just begin. Okay, by the way, really quick thing, the game isn't actually like 100 moves, it's 98, but still, that's basically 100. And yeah, guys, okay, let's just start. So the game starts off with pawn to d4. Then we have the response, pawn to d6. Okay, so far, mostly a normal game. But now we have the response, e4. Okay, just taking complete control of the center, mostly. Like, that's mostly it. Now we have the response, knight d7. Now, usually in this position, I just play like knight f3, maybe knight c3. And now we have knight c3, and we have knight b6. Now we have knight f3, and now we already have a blunder by knight c4. And black spent 10 seconds on this. White just captures in 8 seconds, wow. And now black just is losing instantly. They're instantly losing on move 5. By apparently 5.5 points, wow. So they play c5, white captures, black recaptures, and wow, in this position, oh wow, the evaluation bar. I'm not sure, but probably I think this is the move. Oh wow, that isn't the move. Oh wait, I see the move. Oh, it's a brilliancy. This is the move. Oh, and speaking of which, believe it or not, white actually finds it. Wait, does white find it? Oh no, they just castled. Wow. Yeah, this is actually the move because it brings the king away from the queen's defense. But obviously that wasn't going to happen. I mean, this is 100 elo. Now we have queen c7. Now we have bishop check, so now white found the move. Wow, and keep in mind, they spent 10 seconds on this, so this couldn't have been pre-moved. Yet they still play this move, okay. I mean, like, if they were going for checkmate, they could have at the very least prepared it with knight to g5 at the very least, but okay, they didn't do that. Now we have knight check, well no, not knight check, bishop check. Then we have king captures. Then we have knight d5, just attacking the queen immediately. Queen moves and is just blundered 2 ways, like, really. So now we just have bishop captures instantly. And now black has just completely lost on move 10. And keep in mind, there are 100 moves to this game. And already in move 10, all of this has happened. So yeah, I was not joking when I said this game is going to be complete chaos. Because it really is going to be complete chaos. We have king e6, and now it's literally mate in 4. If you want to find it, you can try. Maybe it's like this. Let me try find it. Oh wait, that isn't the move apparently, okay. Well, I mean, if you want to try find it, I mean, you could. But anyways, instead we have the move knight c3, I mean, it's still mate in 11. Now we have king f7, mate in 7 now. And we have knight e5 check, now it's mate in 6. Then we have king e6. And we have knight to c4. Doesn't really achieve anything, but it's okay. It's not a losing move, it's fine. Now we just have pawn push, now it's mate in 6 again. We have queen check, the king moves. And now we have bishop check, the king moves. And yeah, in this position you should not move the king though. You should move the king over here. Because it still gives you a chance of keeping the game, but this move... you can find the mate in 1, I already found it immediately. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knight e5. But come on, this is a 100 move game. Obviously, we're only on move 15, so obviously that wasn't going to be found. We have queen e2. Okay, by the way, I think I forgot to mention... what is it? Oh no, wait, no, they didn't blunder their queen. Okay. So yeah, they ended up blundering their bishop though. Because, well, yeah, they just didn't see the mate in 1. So now we have the knight moving. Now the king moves. Now we have check. Instantly blundering the queen 1 move. And keep in mind, they spent 7 seconds on this move. We have king f6 after 4 seconds, and wow, like, what is even happening? I guess, like, maybe you could play like this, for example. Well, now we have this move. The king moves. And then we just have the knight capturing a pawn. And now, because white is attacking the rook and the bishop, they've caused black to actually think about what they can do with their pieces. And now black realized that, yes, the queen was blundered. So now white just captures the rook because there's nothing else they can really do. Now we have king f4. And now white just keeps giving checks with their pawn. And yeah, they just end up blundering a pawn. Now we have knight moving. We have pawn push. Now in this position, I just take immediately because number one, that's just a blunder of a pawn. Well, no, it's not. I mean, I guess you could just do like all of this, I guess. But even then, you'd end up losing a bishop. So yeah, maybe not the best idea. But instead of that, we have bringing over the rook, although I would have liked to see something like this. But I mean, this is 100 elo, so I really shouldn't be expecting anything. Now we have king moves, and now it's very obvious to just capture. Instead we have knight e8 check. Okay, the king moves. Now we have another check. This just blunders the knight in 1 move. But black doesn't find that and just moves their king. Like, seriously, just capture. Like, dude, if you capture, the game is just 100% lost for them. But that doesn't happen. Instead, we have another knight check. And the king moves. Now we have the capturing of a pawn. Now we have bishop captures. And yeah, this bishop is actually blundered because, well, this pawn can't exactly capture. Because it's pinned. But I mean, like, the lowest elo that even understands what pins are, like 300 to 400 elo, and even then they don't understand completely. Like, the lowest elo that fully understands them is like maybe 800 elo. But I mean, come on, this is 100 elo. They probably don't even know what a pin is. So now we just have knight captures, which is just a blunder of a piece. Wow. Yeah, bishop just captures immediately. I mean, I guess you could try to do this, but then the king will just go over here, and now really there's no hope. So then we have knight moves, and the bishop just captures a pawn. Although it's actually not a free pawn, because you can do this, and then just do this. Like, they could play this, and then they could play this. Then we have this. And then we could have something like this, in which the bishop has no choice but to just sacrifice itself. And then, yeah, we could see just this. And in this situation, I mean... Oh, wow, I just blundered, okay. But still, okay, let's just go back. So yeah, overall, I mean, there are multiple strategies in this position, and yeah, taking that pawn was definitely not a great idea. Not to mention the fact that you could also just do this. Oh no, wait, they could just block immediately, no. Yeah, you need to play this. You need to play pawn to b3 if you want to win the bishop. And we have rook a1, so obviously it doesn't win the bishop. Bishop moves, attacking the rook. And white doesn't defend the rook, and now they're actually losing. Yeah, they're actually losing now. So black just captures the rook. And now white captures a pawn, and now we have a trade. And although white is down a piece, the only reason it's winning for black by just 1 point is just because white has 2 extra pawns. That's literally it. And I mean, I guess with white, you could play something like this to try, like, force the bishop to not move from its location, and then you could just slowly bring your king to try to promote these pawns. That's the only way I could see any counterplay in this position. Now we have rook check, king moves, I have pawn push, king moves again, another check, the king moves, and now it's a draw, probably because there's some forced repetition, like, you know, draw by like forced repetition. Usually there's something like that, that's why it's an exact draw. But obviously that isn't going to be found. Instead we have pawn b4, now the game is just totally lost because, well, that just blunders a pawn. And yeah, black just captures immediately. Now we have an attack on the bishop. Bishop moves. And now the bishop is pinned. But black can just bring their rook. And thankfully they do find the move. However, This move wins the bishop. Actually, how are you supposed to save the bishop? Oh, wait, this? Oh, this is how you save the bishop. Oh, wow. Yeah, nobody's going to find that. Even I didn't find that first try. Well, no, not nobody, but like anybody below 1000 elo is 9 out of 10 not going to find that. Anyways, we have rook d8, and yeah, the bishop is just blundered in one move. Then we have king d2. We have pawn push, and once again, the bishop is blundered. But obviously that isn't going to be found. And now the king moves out the pin, so now there's no point. Now king moves. Pawn push. Captures. Captures. King attacks bishop. Bishop moves back. We have an attack on the bishop again. And now the game is basically a draw. Probably another forced repetition. Actually, no. Wait, why is this a draw? What? No. This? Wait, why is this a draw? What? Okay, I have no idea why this is a draw. Is it because of this? Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're up by 2 pawns, and if you just get the rooks traded, you'll be winning, probably. Oh, that's probably why, okay. But anyways, yeah, we do have rook captures. And we have bishop moves. And we have rook attacks bishop. Bishop moves again. And we have rook attacks bishop again. Although I would have preferred something like this. Because you can only save the bishop with this. But instead we have rook c7. Bishop moves. And we have this check. The king moves. And we have rook moves. And now it's just a bunch of shuffling of pieces now. And now we just have the blunder of the bishop. And I mean, I guess you could try to prepare an attack. Now we have king moves. King attacks rook. The rook moves. And now just continuous attacks on the rook. And believe it or not, yeah, black actually blunders the rook. This just wins the rook and wins the game. But obviously that isn't found. Instead we have rook d2. And then we have rook check. And now we have king moves. Then we have rook attacks pawn. And the king attacks rook. And then yeah, we just have a bunch of more moves. And for some reason, the two players just don't want to draw for some reason. And yeah, this just blunders the rook again. It's literally free, but okay, that isn't going to be found. Oh no, that is found, and guess what happens? White does not take the rook. I just realized, originally I wasn't planning to put any brilliancy in this game, because this game is just so bad that really I didn't think any move deserved a brilliancy, but no, this move definitely deserves a brilliancy. It makes absolutely zero sense. There is no explanation I can give to this move. There's just no explanation for this move, honestly. Like, what? Did they pre-move it because they just spent 1 second? The rook was literally blundered. But instead we just have this. Now we have king g1, rook moves, another check. Rook moves, another check. And yeah, the rook is blundered this time again. Now we just have more moves. And yeah, white apparently just doesn't know how to checkmate with the rook. I think because, yeah, they just keep moving the rook around until eventually, yeah, it got to the point where they end up blundering the rook. And the game ended in a draw by insufficient material. What did we just watch? As I said in the beginning of this video, this game is probably in the top 1000 worst, longest, most chaotic chess games in chess history. What even was this? And you know, there's probably a game worse than this because, well, this is 100 elo. There's probably a game worse than this. But it's okay. What did we just watch? Sort of normal opening, instant blunder of a piece, and then just a very simple strategy. Just sacrificing the bishop to win the queen. Even I could see that after like my second try finding the move. Or you could have at the very least prepared checkmate, but that didn't happen. They found the move later, and yeah, the queen was blundered. Then we just had a few more moves. White also blundered their queen. And yeah, the game just ended up going very weirdly, and then the pawn was blundered. And yeah, multiple moves that were really good in this position just weren't found for some reason. I have no idea why. Oh, whoops. Yeah, in this position, they ended up just like blundering their bishop, and then just white ended up blundering their rook, and then the game just became just white trying to give checks and then just blundering a pawn, and then yeah, black just blundering their bishop, but that move wasn't found. The pawn pushed to c5, and then we just had a bunch more king's moves, and then yeah, we just had more attacks on the bishop and the capture of a pawn, and now the game was draw. And yeah, then we just had the blunder of the bishop. Although literally all black had to do was just go literally the 4 other moves that protected the bishop. All of these moves, but instead they chose this move. I don't know why, but okay. And then yeah, both players just refused to allow the game to become a draw, and black ended up blundering their rook, but it wasn't found. And yeah, they ended up blundering the rook again, and this time white found the move, and it was very obvious, but they didn't capture the rook for some reason. I really have no idea why. And then just a bunch of more moves, and then they blundered the rook again, but thankfully this time white actually captured it. And then yeah, apparently white probably just didn't know how to checkmate with the rook, and they accidentally ended up blundering their rook. Wow. 100 moves of just pure chaos. Okay. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this, please drop a like and sub, as I would really help the channel a ton. If you really enjoyed this, you can drop super thanks. Without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video, and if you have any game you want me to review, you can comment it down below. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.